Raiders, Asia Christian in left. Kira Davis in center and Kaylee Morrow in right. That one fouled off by Lane to make it a 1-1 count here. Still Barrow over at second base. Marion County Eagles led first-year head coach Ronnie Wiggins, taking over for John Dimitri over the softball program. And heading up the Shaw Raiders is Coach Britton. Led Shaw to a second-place region seeding last year as they headed into the playoffs. Inside, evens things up 2-2 on Lane. And that one floats in there high to run the count full on Addie Lane now with a runner at second, nobody out. Here comes the payoff pitch from Jimenez to Lane. Hit up the middle to the shortstop. Picked up. Throw across in time by Brooklyn Sears, but they're going to say she was off the bag on the throw. So Addie Lane reaches on the E3 on the fielder's choice. And that puts runners at the corners with nobody out. Now for Harley Greer, the first baseman. Squaring around the bunt, pulls it back, taking off at second base, coming in home, and coming in safely for the first run of the ball game on the wild pitch is going to be Kinsley Barrow, giving Marion County the lead here, 1-0. Addie Lane was taken off for second base with the stolen base. She'll stay there. And a 1-0 count to Harley Greer. That'll be high and outside to make it 2-0. Jimenez having a little bit of struggle so far early here, trying to find the strike zone. Let's see if she can settle down in the first inning. And that was going to be hit down the third base line, picked up by Bishop, throw across, and she's going to be safe on the throw as she came off the bag again. This time on the throwing error by the third baseman Bishop on the E5. And runners are back at the corners now with nobody out for the Eagles. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter and third baseman number 12, Leslie Dodson. Shaw began their season yesterday with a 12-4 loss to Schley County on the road. And swinging a miss by Dodson, taking off for second, nobody covering. As that ball goes to Sears at short. And a stolen base for Harley Greer to put two runners in scoring position now. Third stolen base of the inning so far for the Marion County Eagles. Marion County comes in 0-1 in the game as well as they lost yesterday to the Columbus High Blue Devils 11-3. That one crosses the strike zone to put Dodson behind in the count 1-2. Let's see if maybe Jimenez has found her form here late in the first inning. Still nobody out. Hit out towards third. Picked up, throw across the diamond. And the stretch no good on the throw. And that'll be another error leading to two more runs scoring for the Marion County Eagles. Coming all the way around to third base is Dodson. On another E5. And it's now 3-0 Eagles here in the first inning with nobody out. All four batters for Marion County have reached base, 3 via the error, 1 via the walk. No hit so far with 3 runs scored in the first inning. That's going to be hit up the middle, picked up by Jimenez, throws across, caught for the first out of the inning by Odom. And on the 1-3 putout, Dodson over at third base now with 1 down and a 3-0 lead. And that'll bring up number 27, the catcher, Bella Murray. conversation between Coach Wiggins and Murray now before she heads to the plate. And that's going to be inside off the plate for a ball, and it's 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0 count to Murray now. And bad throw by the catcher, but staying at third base is Dodson. As that one sailed over the head of Jimenez, backed up by Sears and Duncan. And that one's going to be fouled out of play. And it's a 2-1 count. And this first inning brought to you by Carol Purdue State Farm. Make sure for any of your insurance needs you contact Miss Carol Purdue. As that one's floated out towards second base, picked up by Duncan to throw over in time to Odom. But another run scores for Marion County as Dodson crosses the plate for the fourth run of the inning. As Murray was able to put it in play and drive in another run for the Marion County Eagles to put them up 4-0 now with 2 down. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Sophie Brazer. The bases clear, 2 down here. Marion County with a 4-0 lead in the top of the first. And she'll hit the first one out of play, off the dugout actually, for a foul ball to make it 0-1. Again, it's the Carol Purdue State Farm first inning. For any insurance needs you may have, make sure you contact Miss Carol Purdue. Trusted source here and a big-time sponsor for us here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. That one grounded out towards third. Picked up by Bishop. The throw across is going to be in time to Odom, and they get the third out for a 5-3 putout. So 4 runs, no hits, 3 errors. Nobody left on base with to the bottom half of the first. It's 4-0 Marion County here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
I'm Costello in CarRex. So call or text us today or visit us at mycostellolawfirm.com. Costello, CarRex. CarRex, Costello.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey everybody, hot summer prices have dropped at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Drive home today in a brand new Chevy Silverado with savings up to $15,000 off MSRP. Or get 0% financing for 60 months. Need more power? New Silverado 2500 HD with savings up to $12,000 off MSRP. Or get 4.9% financing for 60 months. Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
And welcome back, everybody, here to Debbie Ball Field at the Charles Flowers Athletic Complex at Shaw High School. They're hosting the Marion County Lady Eagles out of Buena Vista, Georgia. Looking to lead things off here from the left side, Kira Davis, the center fielder for the Raiders. We'll go through the lineup here in a moment just after this first pitch. And that'll be low and outside for a ball to make it 1-0. The starting lineup for the Raiders, Kira Davis in center, Leah Jimenez the pitcher, Brooklyn Sears at short batting third. Batting cleanup and playing first, Riley Odom. Deanna Duncan, the second baseman, batting fifth. Macy Bishop batting sixth and playing third as that one falls in the strike zone, even it up 1-1. Behind the plate, Scarlett Hall. Asia Christian in left, and to round out the lineup, it'll be Kaylee Morrow, the right fielder for the Shaw Raiders. We'll go over the Marion County defensive alignments after this one. Outside as he pulls the bat back does Davis to make it 2-1. In the circle today, Sophie Brazer. Behind the plate, Bella Murray for Marion County. From third to first, Leslie Dodson, Kinsley Barrow, Addie Lane, and Harley Greer. Squaring around, fouls back to even things up 2-2. And then starting in left to right for the Marion County Lady Eagles, it'll be Jolie Frost in left, Hannah Greer in center, and Izzy Lawson in right. As we get ready here, the 2-2 pitch upcoming as Brazer gets ready. Steps back onto the rubber here in the circle, and Kira Davis at the plate. And she'll hit that one out towards second base. Picked up by Lane. The throw across is going to be just in time as Davis hustling down the line. Good defense that time by Lane to get it over quickly, and that'll bring up Leah Jimenez with nobody on and one down. Jimenez looking to help herself here after giving up 4 unearned runs in the top half of the first. Giving up the 1 walk, the 3 errors, and no hits in that inning. And she'll bat from the left side as well. First pitch from Sophie is in the dirt. And they'll get behind Murray for a 1-0 count. It's got new region alignments coming up here. We'll go through that in just a moment. See who these teams will be facing and battling to try to get into the playoffs this year. As all classifications going by the power rankings now instead of by just seeding per region. So you could have 5 teams sometimes joining in the playoffs out of one region. And that one hit over towards first down the line. It's going to go just foul to the right of the bag over there. And that'll put Jimenez behind in the count 1-2. Coming up here, we'll look at Shaw's new region alignment. As you got a couple of Columbus teams and a lot of South Georgia going on. As they'll be playing in Region 1 and 4A. It'll be 9 teams in that region. Swing, miss, gets past the catcher to the backstop. Throw's not going to be in time. So despite the strikeout, Leah Jimenez will reach first base. And we'll get a courtesy runner in the ball game. Looks like it's going to be number 4, Janie Burns. So Burns will come in to run for the pitcher here. It's a courtesy. And with Shaw's new region, you can look forward to them facing off on teams like Bainbridge and Cairo, Columbus High School, Dougherty County, Hardaway Monroe, Spencer, and Westover. So a lot of Albany teams in South Georgia in the region with Shaw as they look to stay competitive with teams like Columbus, Hardaway, and Spencer, who they face off on multiple times a year anyway. And that one's going to be flared out into left. Hit by Brooklyn Sears, the first hit of the ball game, drops into the left field. That'll put runners at first and second for the Raiders now with 1 down 4-0 here in the bottom half of the first. And that's why you get put in the cleanup spot now with 2 on base, down for Riley Odom. The first baseman will step up to the plate here against Brazer. And now want to get past Murray to the backstop, and both runners advance on the wild pitch. So second and third now with nobody out. Base hit, could score 2 and cut the lead in half. That one hit out towards left field. Or actually, it's going to go foul out of play behind the dugout to make it a 1-1 count. from Marion County's region opponents here in just a moment after this upcoming pitch. Well, looks like Murray's still getting ready. Helmet off. She goes to put it back on. But looks like Marion County facing off teams like Central Talbotton, Chattahoochee County, Crawford County, Macon County, Manchester, Schley County, Taylor County, and Webster County. So 9 teams is there and 8 teams in their region. As that one's hit out towards the Marion County dugout. Foul again, and it's still a 1-2 count on Odom. Trying to get the timing down of the Brazzer pitches. As you see her lining back up for the 1-2 pitch. Hit nub back out to the pitcher. She's going to throw it over to first base for the out. As Burns comes in to score, and then a bad throw back to her is going to end up bringing in another run on an error. As she trips over the plate but scores anyway, does Brooklyn Sears. And it's now a 4-2 ball game. With 2 down here in the first inning. As Coach Wiggins calls time to go out and talk to the umpire, maybe check on the equipment of his catcher. Seems like the helmet may have loosened the strap that time. As the bases are now clear, and that'll bring up Deanna Duncan, the second baseman, with 2 down in the bottom of the first, and it's now a 4-2 ball game in favor of the Lady Eagles. As we get ready to resume play here, Brazzer in the circle for the first pitch to Duncan. Floats one over the outside, just off the plate for a ball in this 1-0. Chops that one foul over towards the Marion County dugout to even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here again, 4-2 ball game. Nobody on base and 2 down in the bottom half of the first. Waiting for the pitch selection is Brazzer. And that one hit out towards left field by Duncan, chasing it down, camping under it, making the grab is Frost for the 3rd out of the inning. So through the bottom half of the first, 2 runs for the Shaw Raiders on 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left on base. We're to the second inning. It's 4-2 Marion County here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And welcome back, everybody. It's a second inning here at Debbie Ball Field. 8-9-1 due up for Marion County. First pitch to Jolie Frost is low and inside for a ball to make it 1-0. We got Jolie Frost, Izzy Lawson, and back to the top of the order with Kinsley Barrow. Due up here in the top half of the second. My apologies. 2-0 count now to Frost. Take this time to thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola Houston Clinic, and Mike Hostelow Law Firm for bringing these broadcasts to you guys while you watch from home or at work. Sneaking the phone behind the boss's back so you can make sure you can watch these young ladies play ball here. And it's 2-1 on the swing and a miss by Frost. And low and outside, 3-1 to start things off here. Marion County scored 4 in the first inning on no hits. They reached base 4 times, one via the walk, 3 times via the error. And that's going to be another walk there, so a 5-pitch walk, and Jolie reaches base, and that'll bring up Izzy Lawson, the right fielder for the Marion County Lady Eagles. Jimenez in the circle. Swing and a miss, strike one, 0-1 count now. Low and inside to even things up 1-1. Frost has to be happy with her play so far. Caught the last out of the bottom half of the first and reaches base to lead off the second. Low off the plate. 2-1 count now to Izzy Lawson. In the dirt, in the batter's box, almost hit Lawson. And it's a 3-1 count. Good stop behind the plate that time by Hall to keep Frost at first base and keep the force out in play. Low and inside, and another 5-pitch walk to start off the second inning here. So first and second, nobody out, and we're back to the top of the order for the Marion County Eagles with Kinsley Barrow. The shortstop walked and scored her first time up, had a stolen base. We got a timeout here as Coach Dormany makes his way out into the circle to have a conversation with Jimenez and the rest of the infield for the Shaw Lady Raiders. Beautiful day out here as well. We got a little overcast, so it's cooling off a little bit, but still 91 degrees. You look at the flag out in center field, not a whole lot of movement, so not a whole lot of wind here. A little bit of a light breeze every now and then. As, of course, as you can guess, it's never a cool day in August. As we look forward to these October ball games coming up, hopefully it'll be cooled off enough by then for us to be able to be out here in some long sleeves. Because I'm big and I'm sweating. Ready for the next pitch. That one goes in the dirt to Barrow, gets past Hall and moving up 60 feet. On the wild pitch is both Frost and Lawson. So now we got second and third, nobody out, in a 1-0 count to Barrow. And that'll go behind her and get away, but right off the backstop back into the glove of Hall. So no advancement there, and it's now a 2-0 count. And high, ball 3. 13 pitches so far in this second inning, 11 of them outside the zone by Jimenez. And she's behind 3-0 to the leadoff batter for Marion County. And that one to go inside. So a 5-pitch walk, another 5-pitch walk, and now a 4-pitch walk here to start off the second inning. And the bases are juiced for Addie Lane. Reached on an E3 her first time up as Odom stepped off the bag when trying to retrieve the throw over. Had a stolen base and came around to score as well in that first inning. Now she gets ready to step up to the plate with the bases loaded, nobody out as she Sears. Trying to calm down her pitcher Jimenez out there in the circle. There's big at bat right here to try to squelch anything, and that's going to be hit out to Sears out into center field, so that's going to drive in a run at least, and everybody moves up 60 feet. RBI base hit by Addie Lane. And it's now 5-2 in favor of Marion County. The bases stay loaded. Still no outs here in the top half of the second. That one, first pitch high to Harley Greer. Reached on an E5 and had a stolen base and a run scored in the first inning. 0 for 1 in the ball game so far. Inside, that'll get past Hall. A little bit late coming off third base and coming in for the throw. And she's going to score underneath the tag. Does Izzy Lawson on the wild pitch. As both Barrow and Lane moved up 60 feet, so that puts 2 in scoring position now. Still nobody out, and it's a 6-2 ball game. 2-0 count to Harley Greer. That one sails high and outside. 3-0 count now to the Marion County first baseman. That one sails high as well, and another 4-pitch walk. 4th one of the inning, 5th one of the ball game for Jimenez. And the bases are loaded again now for Leslie Dodson, the cleanup hitter and third baseman. Also reached on an E5 in the first inning, came around to score the 4th run of the inning. And with 2 here in the second, it's now a 6-2 ball game. Hits that one out, foul. Kind of nubbed that one over towards the Shaw dugout. And it's an 0-1 count. High and outside to even things up, 1-1. 6-2 ball game in favor of Marion County here. Still nobody out, and the bases loaded with their cleanup hitter at the plate. Hit out towards right field, and it's going to go out of play for a strike, and it'll be 1-2. Softball starting this week. This is the second day of broadcast here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. That one's going to get hit foul. Out of play again, and it's still 1-2. As Odom continues the battle here. Broadcast says we expect rain around 7 p.m. Let's hope we can try and squeeze this one in before it comes. And hit out towards short, picked up by Sears. The throw over to third base is going to be in time for the force out. As she made a quick little maneuver there to get the 6-5 put out on the fielder's choice, but not before Kinsley Barrow scores. Harley Greer moves up to second. And Leslie Dodson reaches first on the fielder's choice to make it now a 7-2 ball game. And there's 1 down in the second. Back up to the plate now, Hannah Greer, the center fielder, grounded out to the pitcher her first time up, takes the first pitch high, and it's 1-0. We got 2 other broadcasts going on right now with Georgia Alabama Sports Live. That one's fouled back to the screen to even things up 1-1. Hardaway softball taking on Calvary Christian. As we have that going on right now, and then we have a tri-match going on over at Columbus High School. This is now a 2-1 count to Hannah Greer. popped up in the air, unable to be located by the catcher Hall. And it'll drop foul and make it a 2-2 count. So we got Hardaway at Calvary going on right now on the main page. Marion County at Shaw here. And the tri-match between Noonan, St. Anne Pacelli, and Columbus High School at Columbus. As that was a swing and a miss, strike 3. And down goes Hannah Greer for the second out of the second inning. Still got runners at first and second here for the Lady Eagles with Bella Murray, the catcher, up to the plate, grounded out to second base her first time up. She's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Takes the first pitch low and inside for a ball, and it's 1-0. Make sure, with all the sports coming on this year, make sure you follow us as that one gets past Hall to the backstop, and they both advance 60 feet to put them both in scoring position. As Harley Greer stands at third, Leslie Dotson at second. And Bella Murray at the plate with 2 down in the 7-2 lead. And that's going to get hit off the handle and almost caught by Odom, but in foul territory. So that'll be a foul ball, and it'll make it a 2-2 count on Murray. Again, make sure you like and subscribe to our page here, whether it's YouTube or on Facebook on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. As that was hit foul down the third baseline this time, picked up by Coach Ronnie Wiggins. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Make it 2-2 as that one's low and inside. But again, make sure you share, like, subscribe to the pages here so you get all the notifications when we go live to show these games. As this week we start off with softball and volleyball, then next Friday football starts off, then we'll have flag right behind that. So busy couple of weeks starting off here. The school year kicked off this week as well. And Murray works herself a walk there to load the bases back up. That'll bring the 9th batter of the inning up to the plate, the pitcher, Sophie Brazer. Grounded out to third base to end the first. See if she can try to extend this lead here. Now it's 7-2 with 2 down, and she's going to hit that one foul. Back here with us in the press box. And I want to go high and outside to even things up 1-1. And in the dirt. Inside and low for a ball. They get to hold on to a little souvenir here as it rattled around in the press box. Inside now to get past Hall, coming home and then racing back to third. Almost at a pickle. Looks like she's going to take off for home regardless. As that goes off the glove. And then no tag over at first, so she'll be safe. As Hall gathered it, threw it over to Bishop, but it went off the glove of Bishop into the hands of Sears. And by that time, Harley Greer taking off for home, so she'll score. And then with Dodson making her way over to third, Bella Murray raced back to first base, and Odom did not apply the tag, so she's safe at first to make it an 8-2 ball game. And that'll be another walk that time as Brazer reaches base. So the bases are now loaded, and coming back up for the second time in the inning is Jolie Frost. Led things off with a walk, came around to score. And she'll take the first pitch over the plate for a strike, and it's 0-1. Now 8-2 ball game in favor of the Marion County Lady Eagles. And that'll get past the catcher Hall again, coming in to score and sliding safely is Dodson. And that'll make it 9-2 as everybody moves up 60 feet here as Bella Murray makes her way over to third, Sophie Brazer to second. And Jolie Frost now at the plate with a 1-1 count and 2 down. In the dirt and a 2-1 count. Jimenez in the circle with the pitch, 3-1 now to the Marion County left fielder. And that'll be low and inside, and another walk by Jimenez loads them up again as Frost trots over to first base, and that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter and the 11th batter of the inning, Izzy Lawson. Eight walks so far in the ball game by Leah Jimenez. And swinging and a miss by Lawson. And it's 0-1. So far in the ball game, you've got Marion County with 9 runs on just 1 hit. High and outside, evens it up 1-1. Swing and a miss, and she's behind in the count 1-2. So Jimenez trying to get out of the inning here. 2 strikes on Izzy Lawson. That'll be out of the zone. That'll even things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 2 down and the bases loaded. 9-2 lead in favor of Marion County. Outside, that'll get past Hall, bounces off the backstop. As Brazer races back to second base before a throw can be made, and it's now a full count. So we get a payoff pitch with 2 down and the bases loaded to Lawson. Coming up here from Jimenez as she toes the rubber in the circle. Now it's going to be hit out towards third base, coming in for it, making the throw home, and getting in time with the tag. As Bishop throws it to Hall. Hall wasn't touching the bag, so she had to apply the tag that time to Bella Murray, but not before Marion County puts 5 more on the board. 5 runs, 1 hit, and 2 left on bases. We head to the bottom half of the second. It's 9-2 Marion County here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
I'm Mike Costello, and this is what we do. Car wrecks. Yes, car wrecks. So call or text us today or visit us at mycostellolawfirm.com. Costello, car wreck. Car wreck, Costello.
A strong workout means a strong recovery. And with your Planet Fitness Black Card, you get access to 6 new amenities, like the Red Light Sauna and Polar Dry Plunge, both designed to reduce muscle soreness and relieve tension. Reset, restore, and recover your muscles so you can do it.
And welcome back, everybody, here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live, as we are live here from Debbie Ball Field here at Charles Flowers Athletic Complex at Shaw High School in Columbus, as they are hosting the Marion County Lady Eagles out of Buena Vista, Georgia. Down 9-2. Macy Bishop looking to lead things off, playing third base today for the Shaw Raiders. Swing and a miss, and she's behind in the count 0-2. So far, through 2 innings offensively for Marion County, 9 runs on just 1 hit. As they've walked 8 times so far in the ball game. Breaking ball lands on the inside part of the plate, and it's going to be a strikeout looking by Bishop. As Brazier gets her first strikeout of the game here, and that'll bring up the catcher. Batting 7th today for the Shaw Raiders, it'll be Scarlett Hall stepping up to the plate here. Outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Hit out towards third, foul as it gets past Coach Britton. Out into left field, picked up by Frost as she brings it in here, and it's a 0-2 count now as Brazier working ahead here. Has a pitch or two in the arsenal to kind of see if she can get Hall to chase. Let's see what kind of discipline Hall has at the plate. And she's going to hit that one down the line fair off the bag, and it gets past Frost and left. Lets up on it some, gives a chance for Hannah Greer to come over and pick it up. She throws it in. And a single by Scarlett Hall turns into 2 bags as it gets past Frost in left. So a double on an 0-2 count by Scarlett Hall. And she's now in scoring position with 1 down. That'll bring up Asia Christian, the left fielder. Trying to see if she can put a ball in play here and keep the inning going, maybe bring a run in the game. And that one, as it goes off the hip that time, ends up at second base on the E9 as Lawson was unable to corral that fly ball in short right. And it's now 9-3 in favor of Marion County here with 1 down in the second. Again, Brazier with 2 strikeouts. She struck out Jimenez in the first. But it was a drop pitch. She took off at first and made the – and then the catch in center to throw to third is not going to be in time. So the F8 and Asia Christian makes her way over to third after tagging up on the fly ball. And there's now 2 down here in the second. That'll bring us back to the top of the order for the Lady Raiders as Kira Davis steps up to the plate, grounded out to second base her first time up. 0 for 1 in the ball game. She's got Christian just 60 feet away from making it 9-4. Breaking ball stays high for a ball, and it's 1-0. Pitch falls low around the outside of the plate, make it a 2-0 count. Here to Kira Davis. And that one will drop in the zone to make it 2-1. Catcher was able to get to first base before the throw could get there. Came around to score the first run of the ball game for the Raiders as she was pinch ran for by Janie Burns. That one hit over towards the right side, gets in the 3-4 hole for a base hit and a run scored. Taking off for third and getting in there standing is Jakira Davis. And the base hit by Jimenez drives in a run to make it 9-4. And Burns will come back out onto the field to be the courtesy runner for Jimenez, and that'll bring up Britt out, but not before Shaw puts 2 more on the board. 2 runs, 3 hits. Britt out, but not before Shaw puts 2 more on the board. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on base. We head to the top half of the third inning. It's 9-4 Marion County here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And welcome back, everybody. It's the third inning here at Debbie Ball Field. Pitching change on the mound as Elena McDowell comes in relief of Leah Jimenez. Jimenez went 2 innings, giving up 1 hit, 9 runs, 8 walks, and 1 strikeout through 2. And the first pitch from McDowell, high and outside to Kinsley Barrow. Up for the 3rd time in the ball game. And she'll take that one low for a ball to make it 2-0. So with that move there, McDowell comes out to the mound. Jimenez moves behind the plate in place of Hall, as Jimenez will stay in the ball game. So a 3-0 count now to Kinsley Barrow here to lead off the 3rd inning. And the pitch from McDowell is going to sail high, around chest high. And that'll be a 4-pitch walk to start off the 3rd, as Kinsley Barrow has reached all 3 times via the free pass. Scored twice, and she'll stand now at first base with nobody out, and Addie Lane, the second baseman, coming up to the plate. And she'll take a hack at the first one up around the eyes, and she'll foul it to make the count. No balls, 1 strike. Still no real breeze to speak of here. The temperature's dropped about 2 degrees down to 89 with the cloud cover. Throw down to second, not going to be in time as Barrow gets the stolen base. And it's a 1-1 count to Addie Lane. That will go in the dirt. Picked up by Jimenez. Good block that time behind the plate to make it 2-1. And that kept Barrow over at second. And that was going to be chopped up towards the mound. Picked up by McDowell. She'll make the throw over to first, but not going to be in time. And it'll get past Odom into foul territory on the E1. And there'll be a dead ball as it goes over towards the dugout that time. And going over to second base is Addie Lane. So she'll reach on the infield single and then move over to second on the E1. Just the second hit of the ball game from Marion County. Both of them by Addie Lane. First pitch to Harley Greer, in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Runner at second, nobody out here, and it's a 10-4 ball game in favor of Marion County. That'll drop outside and low to make it 1-1. And out in the sail high, picked up by Jimenez as she jumps up out of the crouch to make it a 2-1 count. Kept it from going to the backstop. In the dirt, hops to Jimenez, and is now 3-1. And that'll be hit out towards short, into the glove that time. Thrown over, 6-3 put out from Sears to Odom. And Addie Lane makes her way over to third on the throw. First out of the inning. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Leslie Dodson. 0 for 2 in the ball game, with it reached on an E5 and reached on a fielder's choice. And she scored 2 runs so far in the ball game. That one out of the zone to make it a 1-0 count. Low and inside, 2-0. That one hit out towards short, picked up by Sears again, but that's going to get through the wickets out in the left field. It's going to be an E6 and score another run for Marion County to make it 11-4 as Dodson reaches for the third time in the ball game. Still one down here. And that brings up Hannah Greer to the plate, the center fielder, 0 for 2 in the ball game. She grounded out to the pitcher Jimenez earlier in the first. Struck out swinging in the second. Dodson over at first base and one down. And that's going to hit her in the lower back, and that'll put runners at first and second now as Greer reaches base for the first time in the ball game. So 2 on, 1 down. And that'll bring up the catcher, Bella Murray. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded out to second in the first and then walked and was stranded at third in the second inning. And she's going to hit that one out towards short. Sears comes up with it, throws it over to third in time for the force as she gets the lead runner there for the second out of the inning. And that keeps runners at first and second now for Marion County with 2 down. And the pitcher, Sophie Brazer, coming to the plate, 0 for 1 again in the ball game. Grounded out to third base in the first and walked. Stranded at second in the second. Takes the first pitch, high and outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Again, take this time to thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, and Mike Hostelow Law Firm for bringing these ball games to you guys. Outside, 2-0. 11-4. Marion County with the lead here with 2 down in the third inning. And the 2-0 pitch sails high to make it 3-0 to Brazer. And a 4-pitch walk as she reaches base for the second time today. And that'll load them up for Jolie Frost, who's 0 for 0. No official at bat in the ballgame. She's walked twice and scored once. As that one falls short of the plate, picked up by Jimenez, and it's a 1-0 count. A little bit low below the knees that time, and it's now 2-0. In the dirt, that one rolls up there, bounces off of Frost once it got off of Jimenez on the block. And it's a 3-0 count now. Jolie Frost again already walked twice in the ball game here, looking for a possible bases loaded RBI walk to make it 12-4 on this next pitch. And it's going to fall across the knees for a strike. McDowell says not yet. And it's 3-1. And that'll sail high for a ball. So a 5-pitch walk for Frost and an RBI. And it's now 12-4 in favor of the Marion County Lady Eagles. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Izzy Lawson, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Walked and scored in the second. Came back around and ended the inning on a 5-2 fielder's choice. As she had hit it out to Bishop at third base, who got it to Hall in time to end that inning. 0-1 count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That goes off of Jimenez, but stays in front of her. And it's now an 0-2 count as McDowell has worked herself ahead here with 2 down and the bases loaded. 12-4 ball game. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3, and that'll end it. Not before Marion County puts 3 more on the board. 3 runs, 1 hit, Two errors, and 3 left on base. We head to the bottom half of the third. It's 12-4 Lady Eagles here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
I'm Mike Costello, and this is what we do. Car wrecks. Yes, car wrecks. So call or text us today or visit us at mycostellolawfirm.com. Costello. Car wreck. Car wreck? Costello.
Hey everybody, hot summer prices have dropped at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Drive home today in a brand new Chevy Silverado with savings up to $15,000 off MSRP. Or get 0% financing for 60 months. Need more power? New Silverado 2500 HD with savings up to $12,000 off MSRP. Or get 4.9% financing for 60 months. Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
And welcome back, everybody, as we get to the bottom of the third here at Debbie Ball Field at Charles Flowers Athletic Complex at Shaw High School in Columbus. 12-4 Lady Eagles over the Raiders. 4-5-6 due up here in the third for Shaw with Riley Odom leading things off. Takes a hack at the off-speed pitch and misses it for an 0-1 count. Odom grounded out to the pitcher in the first inning, 0-for-1 in the ball game. And hits that one hard up the middle out to center field for a base hit. As she leads things off. And she'll reach first base here. And that'll bring up Deanna Duncan, the second baseman, here with nobody out in the third. 0-for-1 in the ball game. Flew out to left field to end the first inning. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Swing and a miss at one in the dirt, and it evens things up 1-1. Chasing the off speed that time by Brazier. Hit out towards left field. Chasing it down is Frost, and it's going to go land foul. Out of play. Long strike from Duncan that time, and it's 1-2 count. One ball, two strikes to the Shaw second baseman. Hits that one out towards left field. Frost coming in for it. Makes the grab for the out. And that'll keep Odom out at first base. So Deanna Duncan has hit it to Frost twice out in left field, making both grabs. And there's now one down here in the bottom of the third with a runner at first for Macy Bishop. The third baseman. She started off the second inning by striking out looking. 0-for-1 in the ball game. Actually, looks like we have a pinch hitter in the ball game. That's just McDowell, who's come in to hit for Bishop as she came in to pitch. And she'll foul that one off and goes behind in the count, 0-2. So that means Macy Bishop came out of the ball game with the pitching change. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as she goes down for the second out of the third inning. 3 strikeouts in the contest for Sophie so far, and that'll bring up Scarlett Hall. I believe she moved out to third base with the defensive changes with the pitching, with McDowell going out to the mound, Hall going from behind the plate to third, and Jimenez going from in the circle to behind the plate. And that'll be a easy jog there to second base by Odom, and it's a 1-0 count. Hits that one out in the 5-6 hole for a base hit. Coming up throwing is Frost, and gets it in time to keep Odom from rounding third and heading home. And that'll put runners at the corners after that base hit by Scarlett Hall, her second of the ball game. She's 2 for 2 now. And with runners at the corners and 2 outs, that'll bring Asia Christian up to the plate, who reached on the E9 her first time up, came up and scored. So she's 0 for 1 in the ball game with a run scored. 12-4 in favor of Marion County. Christian at the plate. Watches the first one cross the zone, and taking off for second base with the stolen base is Scarlett Hall. And it's an 0-1 count to Asia Christian. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 down here in the third. And she's going to chop that one over towards the right side. It's going to be picked up, no throw to be made, really, as she raced down the line for the infield hit and the RBI. So a run crosses the plate with Odom, making it 12-5 now. Runners staying at the corners here for Kaylee Morrow, the right fielder. 0 for 1 in the ball game, flew out to center in the second inning. So runners at the corners now with Hall at third, Christian at first, Morrow at the plate. And that's going to hit her right there on the knee on the first pitch from Brazzer to make it a hit by pitch, and that'll load them up. Here with 2 down, that'll bring us back to the top of the order with Kira Davis. Davis 1 for 2 in the ball game, grounded out to second, reached on a bunt single. Seeing if she can continue this inning here and get a couple more runs for the Lady Raiders on the board. First pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. Brazzer was looking for an easy inning, gave up the leadoff base hit, and then got the next 2 out quickly. But the last 3 Raiders have reached base. Now it's going to be chopped fair. Makes the tag at the plate and unassisted on the fielder's choice. And that'll end the third inning. So Shaw scores 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. We're to the top half of the fourth. It's 12-5 Marion County here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
your surprisingly great race, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And welcome back, everybody, as we've now entered the fourth inning of play here. Marion County with a 12-5 lead over the Shaw Raiders here at Debbie Ball Field. 2-3-4 due up for the Lady Eagles with actually 1-2-3, my apologies. 1-2-3 due up for the Lady Eagles with Kinsley Barrow, the shortstop, stepping up to the plate. No official at bat in the ball game. She's walked all 3 times at the plate and scored all 3 times with 2 stolen bases. And she'll take that one out of the zone, and she's ahead in the count 2-0. McDowell still in the circle for Shaw, her second inning in relief. And that one will fall low to make it 3-0. So expect Barrow to keep the bat on the shoulders this time with the 3-0 pitch. No green light, I don't assume. And that one a sail high for a 4-pitch walk, her 4th walk of the ball game. So far, Marion County through 3 innings heading into the 4th here has scored 12 runs on just 2 hits. And with a coach going out there and looking to make a pitching change, we'll take a break here. As they get ready to warm up, we'll have the defensive adjustments for you here in just a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And welcome back, everybody, with a pitching change as Riley Odom comes in from first base to the mound, or the circle, as you would say in softball. Going from third to first is Deanna Duncan. And coming off the bench to go to third base and hit right to her to start things off is Stallworth. Makes the throw to second. And it's going to go off. A little bit of a ricochet there as they collide at the bag. And it goes into the outfield, and that allows Barrow to make her way to third. So that'll put runners at the corners. As Addie Lane reaches base on the fielder's choice. And nobody out here in the 4th inning. As Alasia Stallworth makes her way into the ballgame to play third again. Deanna Duncan going from third base to first base defensively, and Riley Odom in the circle. Taking off for second is Lane. Gets there easily on defensive indifference. And that one hit out towards center field. Getting up under it is Kira Davis. Makes the grab, makes the throw in, but not in time. As Barrow scores for the 4th time in the ball game on the sac fly by Harley Greer. (13-5) now in favor of the Lady Eagles, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter Leslie Dodson. 0 for 3 in the ball game, an E5, a fielder's choice, and an E6. He's reached base all 3 times. Takes the first pitch in the zone to make it 0-1. In the dirt to even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and one now. As McDowell's pitching ends here with 1+ inning, an inning plus 1 batter, 1 hit, 4 runs, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. So the 3-1 count here to Dodson. Runner at second base now. And that one will drop in to make the count full. So full count. Runner at second here with 1 down in the 4th inning. And that one will hit in front of the plate for a ball, and it'll be ball 4, and then Dodson takes off and reaches base for the 4th time today. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Hannah Greer. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to the pitcher, struck out swinging, and it was hit by a pitch, came around to score in the 3rd. So runners at first and second now with 1 down and a 1-0 count to the center fielder from Marion County. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, and that'll even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that'll hop outside for a 2-1 count. And that stays high with the off-speed pitch to make it now 3 balls, 1 strike to Hannah Greer. And ball 4, and that'll load them up here. Second walk of the inning by Riley Odom. And with the bases loaded and 1 out, that'll bring up Bella Murray, the catcher. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded that to second, walked, and hit into a fielder's choice in the 3rd. And she'll nub that one over towards the first base line. It'll drop foul, picked up by Duncan. No balls, 1 strike. As we finally got a little cloud cover there to cover the sun beating down on us out here around 6:15 in the evening at Schooll. Any kind of reprieve is well needed at this point as it has been hot and muggy all evening. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bella Murray. And she'll hit that out towards second base, picked up by Hall. She's going to bobble it a little bit, flip over to first in time for the 4-3 put out, but everybody advances 60 feet, and that's another run scored as Addie Lane crosses the plate. And that'll put runners at second and third now for the pitcher, Sophie Brazer. 0 for 1 in the ball game. She grounded out to third to end the first inning, has walked twice since. And she'll chase one down in the dirt from Odom to make it no balls and 1 strike. 14-5 is your score here in the top half of the 4th inning. And that one will drop inside out of the zone to make it 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside corner, and now Odom working ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes to her counterpart in the circles, Sophie Brazer. And off out of the zone, evens it up, 2-2. And she'll get her on the strikeout that time to end the 4th. First strikeout of the ball game for Odom, but not before Marion County puts 2 more on the board here. 2 runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We head to the bottom half. 14-5 Lady Eagles here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the bottom half of the fourth. Marion County with a 14-5 lead over the Shaw Raiders. Right now, looking across the – and that one's hit out towards right field by Jimenez to the wall. And that one drops over for a home run solo shot to start off the fourth by Jimenez, making it a 14-6 ball game. As she took the first pitch from Brazzer over the right center field wall for the big shot. Maybe getting a little bit of jolt here for the Shaw Lady Raiders. Second hit of the ball game for Jimenez as we start off the fourth inning here. 14-6. As you see him celebrate at the plate here, and that'll bring up Brooklyn Sears, the shortstop. 1 for 2 in the ball game with a base hit to left and a run scored, and flew out to center field. Looking at other coverage we have going on out here in the area, Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Calvary Christian with an 8-0 lead in the third inning over Hardaway in softball. And Sears hits that one out towards second base. It's going to be snagged in the air on the soft liner by Lane. First out of the inning here. In 14-6 ball game, one down here, and that'll bring up the cleanup batter. My apologies. Riley Odom, who's come in to pitch here in the top half of the fourth inning. There's two programs looking to go at it in volleyball across the city here. Noonan and Pacelli about to kick off their match in a tri-match at Columbus High School today. And the first pitch to Odom out of the zone to make it 1 ball, no strikes. And out of the zone, 2-0. You see why even with Jimenez coming out of the ballgame pitching, she stays into the lineup because that was a shot to right center. That got out quickly. And now a 3-0 count to Riley Odom. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to the pitcher in the first and had a base hit to center in the third. Came around to score. And it'll be a 4-pitch walk to the Shaw pitcher. So I put her at first base with 1 down now in the bottom of the fourth. Now to bring up the third baseman. Now first baseman. She's played 3 positions in the infield so far in the ball game. Deanna Duncan, 0 for 2, 2 flyouts to left. Takes the first one out of the zone. That's 5 consecutive balls thrown outside the strike zone by Brazzer. And that'll require a timeout here, as he'll go out to have a conversation with the rest of the infield. Take this little bit of time here during the timeout to bring up our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, and Mike Hostelo. Being integral parts of us being able to bring the broadcast to you guys while you're watching from home or at work. Whether on your TV, on your cell phone, YouTube, Facebook, any of it. You can watch some of our highlights on Instagram and other social media platforms every week, as we'll highlight the Houlihan's highlights of the week As we've got more going on, we'll be at Otis Spencer tomorrow to get a little practice run in during the early county and Columbus high school preseason football game. We got a couple of media days going on this week as well. Brookstone, I believe, will be Saturday morning. And then next week kicks in even more. More softball, more volleyball, and then football starts with Bethlehem Christian taking on Calvary Christian here in Columbus High School for the lone football game in the city. You expect Georgia Alabama Sports Live to go all out for that one. Let's get ready. First pitch from Brazzer to Duncan. Hops up there for a ball to make it 2-0. And that one hit out towards the third base dugout. It's going to be a strike and a 2-1 count to Duncan. It's a tale of two offenses right here. That one's hit up the middle. Going to be picked up and flipped over to second base as Odom stayed at first. So the 4-6 put out on the fielder's choice. Deanna Duncan will reach first base, and that'll be 2 down here in the 4th inning. And that'll bring up Scarlett Hall. Seems like they may have. See if they make sure that is Scarlett Hall at the plate. And it is. Seems like they may have batted out of order that time, actually. That one will drop into the catcher's hand. In foul territory for the 3rd out. So the lone leadoff home run by Leah Jimenez will be the lone run on 1 hit. No errors, 1 left on base. We head to the top half of the 5th. It's still 14-6 Marion County on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And welcome back, everybody, to Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We head to the top of the 5th in a 14-6 ball game. A couple more defensive changes. Looks like Scarlett Hall has moved back behind the plate. Looks like Jacqueline Allen maybe has moved out to second base. As the first pitch out of the zone to Jolie Frost. 3 walks in the ball game, 0 for 0. No official at-bats yet. Now it'll be in the strike zone, called strike. 1-1 count now. Trying to figure out about the bottom half of the fourth, where it looked like Hall maybe had skipped a spot in the lineup there, as that one's going to be hit by pitch, and Frost reaches base for the fourth time in the ball game, as McDowell, actually Stallworth for Shaw, was due up as she came into the ball game. Scarlett Hall, but seventh in the lineup. They skipped up to her to bat sixth, actually. So not sure how that's going to play out in the bottom half of the fifth. We'll see how the lineup goes from there. And Lawson at the plate now, hitting out of the 9-hole, hits that first one out of play for a strike, and it's 0-1. Again, 14-6 in favor of the Lady Eagles here in the fifth inning. And that's going to be a ball to even things up 1-1. As we are just underway. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. And that's going to be a strikeout as Lawson goes down, and Odom gets the first out of the inning here. Second strikeout of the ball game for Lawson. That'll bring us back to the top of the order for Marion County with Kinsley Barrow. No official at-bats today. She's walked 4 times and scored 4 times. As we look across North Columbus here to Calvary Christian High School. In the bottom of the fourth, it's an 8-0 ball game. Calvary Christian with the lead over the Hardaway Lady Hawks out there, as they've got runners at the corners now. And nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. You see the timeout going in the circle over there at Calvary Christian as the Hardaway coach having a conversation with his pitcher. Again, 8-0 Calvary. As that one low and inside to make it 2-0 to Barrow. As Frost advanced to second on the wild pitch on the first pitch of the at-bat. And that one is sail high to make it 2-0. Oh, 3-0, my apologies. 3 balls, no strikes to Kinsley Barrow. Again, she's already walked 4 times so far in the contest. I know if you strike out 5 times, it's a golden sombrero. I'm trying to think about if you walk 5 times. As that one drops in the zone to make it 3-1. Yes, golden sombrero when you strike out 5 times, and it's will be a golden New Balances if you walk 5 times. And that's what she does here, is Barrow walks for the 5th time of the ball game here in the 5th inning. Didn't look too happy to do that one, as she probably wants to get a swing in now and then. But she does what a leadoff batter needs to do, and she's reached base every time at the plate today. And that'll bring us to the 2-hole hitter, Addie Lane. She's reached base all 4 times today. Reached on an E3 in the first inning. Had an RBI base hit in the second, another infield hit in the third, and then reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. So 2 for 4 in the ball game for Addie Lane with 3 runs scored. And that one is sailed inside on her to make it 2-0. Again, through 4 innings, we talked about it. Tale of 2 different offenses here is Marion County, with their 14 runs on the board, have just 2 hits in the ball game. Both of them here by Addie Lane. A lot of walks so far. Shaw with 6 runs on 8 hits, including that big solo shot to lead off the bottom half of the fourth for Shaw with Leah Jimenez at the plate. And Addie Lane walks on 4 pitches to load them up now for the 3-hole hitter and first baseman Harley Greer. Greer 0 for 2 in the ball game. She reached on an error and hits that one down the line to third base. It's going to go all the way into the corner. picked up and thrown in quickly to hold it to a single. As Addie Lane unable to get extra bases on that one. As Harley Greer gets the base hit and the RBI, 2 RBIs actually. As she drives in Jolie Frost and Kinsley Barrow. Barrow scoring for the 5th time today. And it's now 16-6. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Leslie Dodson. 0 for 3 in the ball game. She's reached on an E5, a fielder's choice, an E6, and walked. So she's reached base all 4 times today and scored twice. So a strike that time by Odom here with 1 down in the top of the 5th. That last hit by Harley Greer to make it 16-6, just the 3rd hit of the ball game by the Lady Eagles. And that one sails high and outside to make it 2-1. That one's going to be hit up the middle. Coming in for it to make the grab is Sears. The flip over to second in time, but not to first as they get the lead runner of the double. They only get half the double play that time, but 2 down here in the top of the 5th on the 6-4 put out, and Dodson will reach first on the fielder's choice. Now to put runners at the corners with Addie Lane over at third, Leslie Dodson at first, and Hannah Greer at the plate now. Hannah Greer 0 for 2 in the ball game, grounded out to the pitcher, struck out swinging in the 2nd. Reached on a hit by pitch and scored, and walked in the 4th. And that one will sail high to make it 2-0 as Dodson makes her way to second on defensive indifference. So 2 runners in scoring position now for the Lady Eagles with a 16-6 lead here in the top of the 5th. That one drops in on the outside corner to even it up 1-1. And low and inside for a ball. 3-1 count to Hannah Greer. And she'll hit that one out towards short. Sears comes up with it. No force at third. So going to first base and getting in safely, and then the throw is bad. Gets past the first baseman, Duncan. And 2 more runs score for the Lady Eagles. As Hannah Greer makes her way to second on the E5. So you saw Sears throw it over to Stallworth, hoping to get the force, but there was no force. So 4 runs scored here in the 5th inning by Marion County to make it an 18-6 ball game. 2 outs now for Bella Murray, the catcher. 0 for 3 in the ball game. Grounded out to second twice, hit into a fielder's choice and walked. And she'll hit that one out towards, flares it towards center, charging in for it. Davis unable to come up with it. Rounding third, coming in to score is Hannah Greer, and it's now a 19-6 ball game in favor of the Eagles. And standing at first base with the 4th hit of the ball game for Marion County is Bella Murray, as they jump out to an 19-6 lead here, my apologies, in the 5th inning. And that one will go inside in the dirt, picked up by Hall. And that'll keep Murray over at first base. So 5 runs on 2 hits here in the 5th. That one lands in the strike zone to even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sophie Brazer, the pitcher. And that'll get past, get away from Odom on the throwback from Hall. 2-1 count to the Marion County pitcher, Odom's counterpart in the circle today. Brazier has gone the distance so far for the Lady Eagles here. And high and outside to make it 3-1. Ninth batter of the inning for Marion County. And that one will sail high and inside for a walk. Third walk drawn by Sophie Brazier today. And that'll be the 10th batter of the inning coming to the plate now with Jolie Frost, who led things off with a hit by pitch and came around to score the first run of the inning. And that one will sail high for a ball to make it 1-0 as both runners advance 60 feet to put them at second and third. That one lands in the strike zone to even things up 1-1. Frost reached base all 4 times so far today. 2 runs scored, 3 walks, a hit by pitch, and an RBI. Swing and a miss at that one to put her behind in the count 1-2. And they're going to call that one across the knees for a strike. Big strikeout in the inning here to keep it 19-6, second one of the inning. And Marion County scores 5 on 2 hits. As we have volleyball going on across town now at Columbus High School. As Pacelli and Noonan are going at it, 14-13 in the first set at Columbus High School. And we'll throw it to that one here for just a minute, and you can watch some of the volleyball going on across here as Marion County takes the field and get ready for the bottom half of the 5th here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And a good spike there from number 23, Myra Conley, as she's going to check out for Emily Quevedo Delgado.
I tell you what, Paxton, we've got quite a few Noonan fans here just making the trip down I-85, down I-185. It's about an hour and 20 minutes away from Columbus.
Not a terrible drive at all.
No, not a bad drive.
So 15-14 the score here. Noonan leading over Pacelli. And Natalie Pillar going to go and serve. Nice.
Staying with it.
Good play from Quevedo Delgado there. Sets him up. And getting the point there was Avery Scott. 16-14 Noonan.
Don't forget we got Pacelli and Columbus coming up next.
That's the marquee matchup there. And so far, what I'm seeing out of Pacelli, still a very, very talented team.
And welcome back here to Georgia Alabama Sports Live at Debbie Ball Field. 19-6 in favor of Marion County. If they can keep Shaw from scoring 3 runs, Shaw trying to at least get 4 here in the bottom half of the 5th to keep the game going. If not, there will be the mercy rule for 10 runs. It's 19-6. First batter at the plate is Asia Christian. She'll pop it up to second for the first out of the inning. So 1 down now. That'll bring up Kaylee Morrow. And she'll hit that one up left field. Jolie Frost drifting back. Unable to get there. Couldn't put a glove on it. They'll drop in for a hit. And Morrow gets the double here with 1 down in the 5th inning. So runner at second now with one down. We're back to the top of the order for Shaw with Kira Davis at the plate. Davis, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Grounded out to second, reached on a bunt single and a fielder's choice in the third. So 1-0 count now with Brazzer looking to get the complete game here, giving up 6 runs so far on 9 hits by the Shaw Lady Raiders. And out in the drop down on the line, it'll stay there. And another bunt single by the leadoff batter for Shaw, Kira Davis. And that'll put runners at the corners now with one down. That'll bring Leah Jimenez up to the plate. Actually, it's going to be number 1, Chloe Dormany. So swing and a miss, strike one, and it's a 2-1 count now to Dormany on the off-speed pitch. Three-one count. And Brazzer back in the circle here with the 3-1 pitch. She gets Dormany to chop one, coming in for home. Unable to come up with it with a bobble. At third base is Addie Lane. So Dormany reaches on the E5. And a run comes in to make it 19-7. So I put runners at the corners for Shaw. And that'll bring us up to the 3-hole hitter, Brooklyn Sears. The shortstop. 1 for 3 in the ball game. She's got a base hit out to left and a run scored. Flew out to center and lined out to second on the soft liner in the 4th. As Coach Wiggins having a conversation with his team out there in the circle. So we're back ready here with the pitch to Brooklyn Sears. Outside the zone, 1-0. 19-7 ball game here with one down. Runners at the corners for the Shaw Raiders. Taking off for second, that'll get past Murray. And that'll bring Davis in to score. And Dormany makes her way all the way around to third. And with a 1-0 count to Brooklyn Sears, now you got a runner at third in a 19-8 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. So far in the 5th inning, 2 runs on 2 hits for Shaw. As Sears gets back in the box here to face off against Brazzer. High and outside for a ball, 2-0. That'll get away from Brazzer for a second. Hit out towards left field, into the off the glove of Frost and left. That goes into the corner. They're going to get an E7. That'll bring in another run for Shaw to make it a 10-run ball game. As Brooklyn Sears hit a shot out to left field, went off the glove of Frost for the error. And 3 runs quickly scored by Shaw here with 1 down in the 5th. And it's a 10-run ball game, making it 19-9. One more run in this inning can extend the game. Odom swats one over towards the facility outside the third baseline. 0-1 count. And a 1-1 pitch coming up after that one goes in the dirt and gets past Murray, allowing Sears to get over just 60 feet away from extending the ball game now. 1-1 count to Odom. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to the pitcher, had a base hit to center and scored in the third, and then walked in the fourth. Off the plate that time to make it 2-1. Outside and high, 3-1 count to the Shaw pitcher. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, and it's now full. Had her almost out her shoes on that one, trying to wait back on it, unable to do so. As it drops in with a swing and a miss, and it's now a full count. Hit out towards short left field, charging in for it, unable to get to it is Frost. Coming in to score and making it a 19-10 ball game. And we'll at least get to 6 innings now. As Riley Odom gets her second hit of the game. As that one drops into left field, making it 19-10. As you see Coach Wiggins making his way out to the mound, they have a conversation. We'll take a break with him here. 19-10 Marion County here is Shaw trying to battle back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And welcome back with a pitching change. Looks like we've got Addie Lane coming in to pitch for Marion County. As Brazier goes 4 1/3 innings, giving up 10 earned runs so far. Still responsible for Riley Odom, who's actually got a pinch runner in the ball game over there for her, a courtesy runner. Looks like Athley Altman. So Altman in courtesy running for Riley Odom in a 2-0 count to Deanna Duncan. As that one drops in low to make it 3 balls and no strikes. And a 4-pitch walk to start things off with Lane in the ball game. And Duncan will reach, and that'll move Altman up to second base now. 2 runners on with 1 down here in the 5th. And the first pitch to Hall in there for a strike. Low and inside, 1-1. Popped up in the air, grabbed in foul territory by Murray. Second time she's been able to catch one in foul territory off the bat of Hall. And there's now 2 down here in the 5th inning. And that'll bring Stallworth up to the plate for the first time today. Still a little bit out of order here with the batting order. Stallworth came in place of McDowell after she came in place of Bishop, so she should have been batting there. But she comes in after Hall, swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. And a 1-1 count now. Two balls and 1 strike to Stallworth. And she's going to hit that one out towards third. Coming up with it, the throw across in time. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. Not before. Shaw puts 4 more on the board. Actually, that will call it there. I forgot it's 8 runs through 5 innings in high school softball. So a 19-10 victory for Marion County as they drive up the road from Buena Vista to get the big win here on the road at Shaw. As you see there, almost a complete game. By Brazzer, but able to come in and get the job done was Addie Lane, who managed to come in and seal the deal there as Shaw tried to come back. I was thinking it was a 10-run steal. I forgot through 5 it's 8 runs in softball. So a 19-10 victory here for Marion County as they ended with 19 runs on 4 hits in the ball game. As our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game for today will go to Kinsley Barrow for Marion County, the shortstop. Did what leadoff batters are supposed to do. She didn't get a hit in the game, but she did go 5 walks, 5 runs scored, multiple stolen bases, had a couple of plays out in the field as well to help seal the 19-10 victory for Marion County as they get their first win of the season, move to 1-1. Shaw drops to 0-2. As we've got other action going on here, Calvary still playing Hardaway over there at home, and then Columbus with the tri-match in volleyball taking on Noonan and St. Anne Pacelli right now. And with that right there, you have, again, Kinsley Barrow with the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. As Marion County scores 19 runs on 4 hits, and Shaw scores 10 runs on 10 hits as they drop to 0-2 on the season. As we get ready, tomorrow again we'll have some football going on. A little preseason action we'll be covering, and then media days, and then next week more softball, more volleyball as we get ready for Calvary Christian to host Bethlehem Christian for the first football game of the season here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And with that, for Tyler Dykes, I'm Mike Frost, and we'll see you next time.